Well, hello. This is the weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters, and I am Frank Jernigan. I designed the Phrancko Sweater pattern, which is available at phrancko.com. There are a variety of necklines, all simple, plain color patterns, which you are welcome to enhance with your own color work or knitwear, knit designs, however you like, or you can just have a solid color sweater with the neckline of your choice. All at phrancko.com. Yay. Hi, Judith.
Hi.
Hi, Sumner.
Hey,
Hi, Will.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello, Frank.
We're a smaller group than usual today. Maybe some others will drop in. We'll see. How's everyone?
Great.
Good.
Good. Yeah.
Finally
That was-
cooled off in this terrible summer heat.
Oh, yeah?
It's a little cooler. Yeah.
Same here.
Wait, just
Very
last
wet
week,
here.
it seems like we were complaining about it being too cold.
All right.
Things
So it
change
was a week.
quickly, huh?
It was a week before that, maybe that was
Yeah.
so hot.
Oh, my yarns are all tangled up.
Me too. I
Mm.
forget where I am when I talk.
Yeah. I'll show you what I'm working on later, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do much on this while we're having a discussion.
Too complicated.
I remember when
Yes.
you were watching for that, I think. That was a month or two ago, right?
Yes, I did one 6 months ago that was very similar to this, same colors.
Same colors. Yep.
And at that time, I was trying to design one. I was trying to design a pattern in 9 sizes that could use concentric circle designs like that. But I was trying to figure out how to do it in a way that no pattern had a mismatched place in the circle. It's impossible, I've decided. So I abandoned that approach and decided there would be one place on the back right shoulder where none of the patterns matched. So
Oh,
that
okay.
might be a way to do it. I haven't proceeded with that plan either, though. I then submitted, I guess I did submit that design for publication in Cast On magazine, but I was too late. I missed the deadline for submissions by about 3 days, and they already had enough submissions and said, well, let's consider this for the next issue. And I may withdraw the submission after I've done this one. But nevertheless, I then decided to design just one size just for me. And if you only are working with one size, you can adjust the increases so that every single pattern will be exactly the right number of stitches to come out even at the place that you're placing them. And I think I've mentioned before, I did a video that I have not yet published where I showed the process of doing that. So the idea is if somebody watches that video and sees how to do it, they could go to phrancko.com, generate a yoked pattern, and then design their own pattern of design that fits that pattern. And they will create a totally unique, one-of-a-kind sweater that is just for them.
It's cool.
But many of you have created one-of-a-kind sweaters just for you. And Judith created a dress, a one-of-a-kind dress from a Phrancko sweater.
Right. A crew neck sweater.
So that's the plan. And hi, Ron. You're muted, but we're happy to see
Tim.
you. And Tim, welcome, Ron and Tim.
We had customers and, well, class students, and then we gave them a yarn to sample.
Ah,
Cool.
How's everyone? We've been in
Good.
classes all morning. Our summer class schedule started up, so I rolled out of the classroom and into Phrancko.
Yay.
thank you.
That's fun.
We're glad you made it.
That's it. Like, all right,
Uh,
everyone, we're ending promptly at 2:30. Goodbye.
Someone someone wrote a comment and mentioned you specifically, so I thought I would share it with you. And it's about Spanish words for knitting.
Oh, awesome.
This is Sergio in Spain, and he says, "Hola a todos." Hello to everyone. And then he switches to English, thank goodness. I will be waiting for the next meeting to watch Ron's Spanish knitting words. Here are some translations. Seed stitch. Punto de arroz. Punto de arroz.
Oh, it's
Rice
rice.
stitch.
Rice
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 stitch.
stitch. Fisherman's rib stitch. Punto inglés, which means
Mhm.
English stitch.
Hmm.
Garter stitch. I like this one. Punto bobo. Silly, stupid stitch.
Yeah. Dummy stitch.
The W stitch.
Stockinette stitch. Punto jersey or jersey stitch.
Jersey. Yeah.
Or
Mm.
punto liso, smooth stitch. And he concludes with, aren't they weird translations? Yes, they are.
That is cool.
Thanks for sharing
That's
this,
fun.
Sergio.
That's really
Sergio?
cool.
I think in French, it's also seed stitch. On the semis.
I,
Have you heard
it's-
this?
I think in French they call it, well, stitch is point,
Uh-huh.
point de riz. Rice.
Rice as
Also
well.
rice stitch. One
I
day.
Yeah.
had customer in, well, she was from a French-speaking African country. She was from Cameroon. And she learned it as the French word for seed rather than the French word for rice.
Brown, green.
Grain, yeah, point. I'd have to check.
Yeah, I mean,
She's
sure it
probably
varies,
right.
right?
Yeah, because I haven't
Between
read much.
English-speaking countries. Well, I had a woman who in class today who learned from her mother and just doesn't have an English vocabulary for a lot of the stitches because she learned at home in a Spanish-speaking home. And she calls. So I've heard the difference between knit stitches being just puntos, just stitches, no adjective applied to them. She uses derechos or
Mhm.
puntos derechos, so just calls them derechos
Derechos.
or right.
Like
stitches.
straight stitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derecho.
Yeah.
Derecho.
Mhm.
Or right, as in mano derecha. Derechos.
Yeah.
And then you generally hear hacer puntos, to make stitches. So some people use that as their verb for knitting, to make stitches, hacer puntos.
Yes, that's what Sergio originally told us
Yeah.
knitting was.
And
More
then
specific than crochet.
others use sacar puntos
Mhm.
to
To take
take
out
stitches.
stitches.
Yeah,
Oh,
Or like pull out.
to sacar
Mm.
puntos. So there's some communities that use that for knitting in general, and others it means specific, something specific. And then to pick up stitches could be sacar puntos or
Right.
could be levantar puntos, to
Mhm.
raise stitches. So to pick up on the edge of something,
Mhm.
levantar puntos, to raise
Mm.
stitches,
Hmm.
to wake stitches up. Um, to make stitches get out of bed. I'm interested now because I was watching videos in other languages just because you need a hobby. And then I'm lucky enough to have a student in my emotional support chicken class who learned knitting as a Spanish speaker and hasn't taken like knitting education in English and just like learned in the home. And so like the only stitch pattern she had a name for was punto jersey.
Mhm.
And the rest of it, she's like, I don't know. I just look at what my mother's making, and that's what it is. Like, it doesn't have a name. It's this. But she did have terminology for punto jersey. Oh,
Don,
I'm
have
talking
any of your students had a specific term for the purl stitch? Like if punto derecho is like
puntos reveses.
what is it again?
Reveses.
Reveses.
Reverse stitches.
Oh, reverse.
Uh-huh,
Reveses.
okay.
Which stitch is that? What?
The pearl.
Purl.
Oh, the pearl. Oh,
And
punto
I
reverse.
don't think I'd be interested to know if there are any other Spanish speakers from anywhere else in the world who have a different word for pearl. Because
Yeah.
the only one that I've heard from Latin Americans and Caribbean Spanish speakers is puntos reveses, or
Okay.
sometimes just reveses. My student here today refers to the two types of stitches as derechos y reveses,
Okay.
which is neat.
Mm-hmm.
And
In the last few weeks, we've had Spanish speakers comment from Spain, Sergio, Argentina, Uruguay, and I think Colombia.
Wow.
that's so cool.
So
Great.
I have a small collection of Argentine knitting books that one of my customers gave me because she knew I was interested in learning these things. Like you don't own a shop in Southern California and ignore Spanish and do it at your
Yeah.
parent. So she was very helpful. So I have a small collection. I guess Argentina was like the biggest like the nation publishing the most knitting things in the time she was learning to knit. So a lot of the knitting publications she has are all Argentine, which is cool.
nice.
You can imagine a lot of color work.
Mhm.
Well,
Oh,
I'll
it's
show you
Hi,
what I'm
Karen.
working on. Let me greet some more people. Karen, hi.
Hi, Karen.
Hi, Joellen.
Joanna.
Hello.
Hi, Joellen.
Hello.
Nice to have you join us. And now we're up to the normal number. We started with 6, by the way. And so we thought, well, it's going to be a really small meeting. But now it's more normal.
Now we all look like the Brady Bunch.
You know, for up to a full 31.
That's right.
And on my screen, Jenny is Alice.
It's Will for me.
Oh boy. I always wanted to be Alice.
We should all turn to somebody and say hello. Hello, Judith.
Hello.
Oops, I went the wrong way.
Oh, William.
Hi.
Hi, Jenny.
Now I will.
Who's down there?
Hi, Kathy.
Maybe next week we can be Hollywood Squares.
Don't you miss Paul Lynn? Oh, my
Yes.
Lord.
Don't you? Yeah, yeah. He made it.
Hilarious.
I sometimes
Okay.
go down his rabbit hole on like Instagram. Oh,
On
my
Instagram. Yeah.
funny. Anyway,
Who's
I'll
this? Who are you
Paul
talking about?
Lynn.
Paul
From
Lynn.
Hollywood
Oh,
Squares.
Paul Lynn.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So slapstick.
Oh, he got away with a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm continuing the work on my yoke sweater that is a one-of-a-kind yoke sweater, as I said. And I'll spotlight myself. There we go. And it looks like this.
Oh,
Mm.
so cool.
Nice,
Looking
nice,
bright.
nice.
Yep.
You're
Very
gonna,
pretty.
you're gonna get a strange urge to go snow skiing when this is over.
Yes, I know. So I did a video in which I designed the first 3 rings. How can I do this? I'm going the wrong way. There, those 3 rings. Boy, it's hard to do this when you're reversed. It's not a mirror. And then I reached the point where I had run out of design, and I started fooling around, and I came up with some more designs, and I didn't video myself doing all of that. It actually took several hours, and I thought this would be the most boring video in the world. I've already shown in the video how I use stitchfiddle.com to do the design. You don't have to use Stitch Fiddle. You can use whatever design software you have, or even a spreadsheet. But anyway, so I showed how I do that in the original video. And so then I just did another video showing the result of what I had done. And I can show you what that looks like. That's the comments I was talking about. And let me back up there.
Mm.
So I produced this chart because these patterns start the sleeve cap, as you can see. There was also a very narrow channel that I had to fill. Let me see if I can find it. These are all variations there. Let's see. No, I guess that's it. So there was a four round design that I needed to do before the sleeve cap started. So I just filled with that little design. And then ultimately I came up with this design, repeating across the front, a mismatched break at the start of the sleeve cap, then repeating across the sleeve cap, another mismatched break, and then repeating across the back. It's not possible, of course, when you're adding increases in the middle of a design to maintain the design. And so that's why there are 2 breaks. So that's what that looks like. And then I isolated the designs I had done. That's one of them, and that's the other. And that's what I'm working on. I'm actually doing the first one now. I'm down to the middle line that is with white.
Cool.
Your brain must be full of dots and dashes when you sleep at night.
Yes.
As a
I
matter
fill
of
in
fact,
little blocks of color everywhere. So
pretty intricate and very helpful. Thanks, Frank.
here, this line right here is that little 4 stitch wide, 4 row, 4 round.
Oh, yeah.
4 round wide pattern is there. And then this is starting the other new round that goes down. It's only half of it down to the white.
Mhm.
And it's a pullover, right? You're
It's
not
a
going to steam
pullover.
it.
Yes.
Same colors as the sweater you're wearing.
Exactly.
It is. And
Pretty
believe it
cool.
or not, it's the same yarn. And I didn't plan that. It just happened. I love this yarn. It's from Drops, and it's
Cool.
DK, something Merino DK or something like that. I don't have the band with me right here. But I love the yarn because it doesn't pill at all.
Mm.
And it's tightly spun, though it can be separated into its strands. But it's just a very nice weight to work with, and I like the vibrant colors. It's funny. I didn't even realize I chose the same color red and the same. I guess it's not the same color blue, is it? It's no,
No,
A little different.
not the same color
The
blue.
gray is a little darker.
Yeah.
In general, yeah.
So because of Sumner talking last week about he's doing his taming tension thingy, I've been doing that this week. So I've got my two, I'm doing my two
Oh.
garter squares.
Ah,
And this one is the pearl one, and this one is the knit one,
Hmm.
and they're coming out pretty much spot on size wise.
Great.
But surprisingly, my pearls are much neater than my knits, which I'm really surprised by.
Oh, look
Oh,
at that.
So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they look great, but I learned so much just by doing that simple exercise.
Yeah.
Like you knit for 30 years and then you get complicated, like I've done complicated color work, Icelandic sweaters and, you know, Argyle socks, right? Come out gorgeous, right? But then you do something so simple as the garter stitch, right? And you gotta get square garter stitch, right? That's the whole idea. You
Yeah.
cast on, you cast off, your swatch has to be square. There needs to be no pulling, right?
right.
And then you need the knit one to be the same as the purl one. Well, good luck with that, everybody. And just what you learn just by doing that very simple tension exercise. And then when I go into like, and we knit in the round a lot, like us Phrancko knitters, right?
Okay.
Well, you don't get gutters when you knit in the round.
no.
No, it's when you do piecework. And so then how do you get your knit and the purl on the same piece of fabric, the same size? So it's like, okay, now we're playing. and all of the different, this just a little bit of swatches. Yeah. So I'm working on socks in the
Yes.
round.
In the round, having a break.
Yeah, in the round. But yeah, it's amazing what you learn doing that just
Mm.
simple tension exercise.
You
Yeah.
must be almost done with your second sock.
Oh yeah, I'm putting the toe on. I just started the
And
toe.
that's your second one. Yeah.
Just doing the toe.
Excellent.
And then neat trick on getting the same
Love that.
on both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Very nice.
beautiful.
Yeah. I like that. And it's just a slip knot at the color change. And when you do the long tail cast on, the tail is the thumb yarn, right? So you have one round of color on the top. And then you're always going to be the same going through. Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway. Fun.
Yep, that's good. That's helpful.
Yeah. Fun stuff. I reached the point where I think, do I know enough yet? Nope. 30 years of knitting. I don't know enough. I learn something every day. God love us.
Each and every one.
Yeah.
I wanted to excuse myself for being late. I thought I was early. I have a watch that I bought just recently that I love. It's sparkly and such, but there's no numbers on it. So I can constantly confuse the minute hand and the second hand. Oh, okay, I got 20 minutes.
We forgive
Joe
you.
Ellen,
We're just glad you're
Joe-
here.
what does your shirt say, Joe Ellen? I can only read the top of it.
This is how I roll, and then it's rolls of yarn.
Cool. That's how I roll. I love it.
Very fun.
And while you're spotlighted, what are you working on?
I am working on my Phrancko top-down V-neck sweater that has the calculations of measurements for people who are not straight up and down off of NetWiz. And I am at the point. I'm just about the point to take off my sleeves and put the cast on.
Oh,
Cool.
good. Yes,
Oh,
excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Lovely. I like it.
nice work.
Yeah. It's not as easily seen, all the mistakes that are in here.
That just means you picked the right yarn.
I did. Kathy did.
And no one else will see the mistakes unless you point them out.
You point them out. Yep. You go over there and stick your finger in it. That you don't need to do that. Just let it go.
That's easier said than
Yes, it is.
done.
Well, thank you. But did you notice this big of a hole over there?
Right.
Yeah.
Most of them don't even know what you're talking about.
Did you mention what yarn you're using? I'm sorry if I wasn't paying
Uh,
attention.
No, I don't. I did not, and I may get it goofy. Kathy, correct me. Aaron Moore Light,
Mm-hmm.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
And the color is Copper Cove. Is it?
Yep.
Yep.
From
yep,
the fiber company.
from the Fiber Company. You can be found at Sweet Meadow Knits Yarns, Sweet Meadow Yarns, and maybe other places.
Well, I have something to share too.
Hey,
I finished it a couple of days ago. I have to get it together here. Here we go. It's too hot to put on, but let me see if I can't hold it out.
Oh, my goodness.
There it is. It's a little poncho thing.
wow.
Wow.
Oh,
I guess I could put it on for a second here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta put it
Mais
on.
oui.
Okay.
It looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
look
It
at that.
does.
Yeah, I have lopsided shoulders, so I have to look in the mirror to make sure it's straight.
It's
but
perfect. It looks lovely, lovely.
Very
Let's
nice.
turn around. Oh,
Very nice.
Oh,
beautiful.
that's lovely. Yeah.
Very practical.
it's nice. It's comfy. It gets cool
Right.
here at night, but it's
Mhm.
so
Yes.
light you can't even feel it.
Yeah.
I like it.
That is
Can't wait to
awesome.
make it. I'm anxious to make that. That's really pretty.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do one in like teals for my daughter.
Mm.
Yeah.
She loves teal. I think
Who
that.
doesn't
How long
like a
did
pretty
that
teal?
take, Kathy?
What's that?
How long did that take to make?
Oh, just a month. And and actually I was working on a sweater too at the same time for my niece. So not long. I mean, there's the lace panels are like 149 stitches, but I think I could have done each panel in 2 evenings watching TV.
Wow.
Pretty simple, really. I just take a long time because I'm thinking.
That
Takes
doesn't
me
sound like a
time to
long
think.
time.
Mm.
That sound like a long time to me, Kathy. That sounded pretty fast.
Yep.
And I have something else to show.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
I know, I've been busy. I haven't done the ends yet, but this is just a little placemat. I'm making a set for my sister.
Mm.
Oh,
I say.
Very cool.
This was
Beautiful
what I did
colors.
for module 2. I did the design and the pattern and actually I have a confession to make. I forgot to put the knots in my cast on for this, which I did months ago. And so in the pattern, I wrote use US 6 because this is a DK, but actually I needed to use a US 4. So last night I had to rip out 6 inches. I'm starting again. I'll get
oh,
them done before her birthday is July 9th. Also,
oh, that's my
Okay.
birthday.
yeah, I know. So
Ah.
I'll get them done for her birthday.
All right.
Maybe I'll make you a set next year, but don't hold your breath. So anyway, that's for me.
Beautiful work.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
I guess I should say this while I'm thinking about it. I don't want to end the meeting and not having said that. Andrew and I are going on a cruise and we leave next Saturday. We're flying to Iceland. We're going to be in Reykjavik for 3 days and then board a ship and it will sail all around Iceland and stop it at ports all around the island. So we're doing a complete circumnavigation of Iceland.
Oh,
Awesome.
Oh, you better
Wonderful.
come back with some lopi.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then that means I probably will not be able to be here at all for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe I could make somebody a co-host and you could record it to the cloud so we could at least post the videos later. Any volunteers?
I'll be here. For
Who
the next
said
2
that?
weeks. Kathy.
Okay, Kathy.
June 30th, I think, is a Sunday, right? Yes, I'll be here then.
Okay,
And you know, Sidra's doing the same exact cruise right now as we speak.
no.
really?
Yes,
She's
yeah, she left on the 6th.
and going around Iceland.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
No, I
And
didn't
she's
know
going
that.
around Iceland and she'll be back next week. So it must be, she took the boat right before yours.
Sounds like.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
Wow.
Stay on after the meeting ends, Kathy,
Okay.
and then we'll work out and make sure that you can do the recording.
Okay.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Frank,
Yes.
you need to carve a little initial of yours and Andrew's in your cabin and then have, or maybe we need to tell Cedra to, and then we
Yeah,
could all
Cedra.
go.
Sidra, if you see this, carve your initials.
I'll have the liner people contacting me shortly, I'm sure.
Vandalism, yes.
Vandalism strikes again.
So, Will, you might know this. Wasn't it Iceland where they had the documentary about the people, all the people who knit? Wasn't
Yeah, I
that in
think so.
Iceland at a little pub
Mm.
of all the men who knit in that little town?
Yeah.
I thought that was
I think it was.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think I remember hearing about it, but I don't
That
think I
was-
ever saw it.
and I saw it, but of course Icelandic. I mean, and please, for any Icelandic viewers, forgive me. I can't with the spelling of your words.
Right.
I can't pronounce anything, but beautiful place.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be neat to go into like see that little town and knit. Apparently it's a big deal.
where is the documentary? Is it on YouTube or Netflix or somewhere?
I think it's YouTube. You can search YouTube. Let me see
If it's
I
not
can find it.
YouTube, it's probably PBS. If it's not YouTube, I think.
Because I saw it.
I did too.
I watched it on YouTube also.
YouTube?
Okay.
Yes, I did. I don't have PBS. So.
Wait.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find it before I go.
I got
Kathy,
it
that
right
sounds
here.
like a trip that's right up your alley. You got that planned?
Me
Kathy? Yeah.
going on another cruise?
Yeah.
No, I
Over
went
there
on
to
one once. Thank you. That's it.
They're not for you.
No. No.
So
You
Frank,
mind
I'll
share-
send you an email because I'll find that.
I
tonight.
found it.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm just looking for the chat. I've got a new computer. Oh, here it is. Okay.
What a great documentary.
Yes.
great. Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Now the chat doesn't get published when you publish the video. So maybe in the notes, if you could put
That's
a
what I
link.
try to do.
But-
I always,
but
if
what a
something
lot of-
goes into the chat, I always try to copy it into the notes under the video.
What
Yeah.
a great thing to watch, right?
Gotta
Like,
notice
people
that that's a
watch
private video.
Hmm?
I don't
Oh,
know.
I did too.
Oh, does it say private? What's the name
Yeah.
of it?
Says
Kathy?
it's
What does that
private.
mean?
I just got it from one of our video unavailable.
What's the name of the,
I don't know. I just had the link. Huh,
Oh.
Oh,
See, pull the chat up, it'll say what it's called.
maybe it's not there anymore.
Maybe they frogged
Yeah.
the documentary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
well, and there's also the Handwriting
Frogged it.
Association of Iceland, so
Frog.
they frogged it.
they frogged it, yeah. That's funny.
I don't think they can, Judith. There's bound to not be any frogs over there.
Yeah. Well, that's too bad.
I we had a very funny interaction. Speaking of people knitting, a woman got sent here. She was directed here by there's a quilt shop just a couple blocks from us, and sometimes people come over, vice versa. And a woman came in and she's like the quilt shop sent me here. Like, great, for what? And she just takes a look at us and goes, men knitting, huh?
No.
And I'm just like, yep, we lost a bet, and now here we are. And so she asked what our classes were. That's what she was interested in taking knitting classes. So we gave her like the information about the upcoming classes, gave her a link to it. And like that part of the interaction is pretty typical. We get that a lot. And then
You crossed that line, did you?
she says, do women take your classes?
This was your opportunity. You should have said no.
If their husbands say they can, sure. That has to be among the strangest things I have ever heard here. Of the questions, do women? Yes.
My favorite part was she said it as she was halfway out the door, leaning back in to double
I
check.
better check. Yes. Men, women, people with no gender at all, people with extra gender, all sorts of people, even women, if you can believe it. They let them do anything
Women,
these
children, talking together,
The whole
living
thing,
together.
women. I feel because she definitely got like a bark of laughter out of us because it was so startling. And like I feel like she must have felt that we were laughing at, which we were laughing at her.
Yeah, you were laughing at her. So
We are now.
It was so startling. I could not maintain my composure. And just like, yeah, they do. They sure do.
So you're gonna need to put a little sign on your storefront.
Right. It's just like,
Women are welcomed, or
I mean, first of all, I'm pretty sure we're not allowed to offer our services conditionally on the basis of sex.
Right.
I think that's one of the things you're not allowed to do.
Yeah, no, it's a protected.
But
Yeah.
You should have said something like, yeah, come on to the back and I'll show you our stamp collection. That'd be it.
So,
yeah.
I
just-
have a so funny story. It is just so inappropriate. So I found the documentary and I put it in the chat.
Oh, good.
So you know, I was an elected official of my union, and I would travel with my friend Patty because I don't drink. But union people, let me tell you, they drink. So we're at a convention in Las Vegas, and they take my friend Patty aside and they say, you know he's gay, right? Now, I've been best friends with Patty for 20 years at this point, and she looks right at them and she goes, what am I going to tell the kids? Oh my God, you can get me in so much trouble. They'll never elect me again. It was so funny. I'm like, boys, really? You can't hide this. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Everybody knows, not a secret. So funny. Anyway, sorry for my inappropriate story.
Well, I've got bad news, Sumner. Your link doesn't work.
Oh, that's not a link. That's just the name of it. It's, you got to go to Art TV.
I
Is
went
the
to
only-
I went there and I searched for Pullover Island documentary and it says there's no such thing.
Oh,
Goodness. And that's the name of
Sorry,
it.
there are no results for your search.
yeah, that's the name of it. And that is the one that I saw.
Hmm.
Huh, they could have pulled it because it was a
Yeah.
documentary. And I think
Oh.
probably licensing agreements or, you
Yeah.
know,
Uh-huh.
if you're gonna publish it, you probably gotta pay for it, that type of thing.
Probably what
That's a
happened on
shame.
YouTube also.
Yeah,
Right.
Mm.
absolutely. Because it got a lot of hits on YouTube.
Mhm.
It was in the hundreds of thousands when I viewed it.
Well, if anybody finds it, let us know, but it
Yeah.
does seem like maybe they've withdrawn it from public view.
Yeah,
Maybe you
it was
can
so
pay to see
popular,
it
they didn't
somewhere.
want to sell it, you know,
Yeah.
which I can appreciate that. You put the
Frank,
money
when-
in, you should make money on it, you know.
So
Yeah.
who has something they want to show us?
I have a sweater that I've been working on a little while now.
Oh, yeah. Is that your knit picks?
No, this is, the yarn is Brooklyn Tweed.
Oh,
Loft,
yes, I remember.
Brooklyn Tweed. And the pattern is the Isolde Teague
Yeah.
Any Day
Mhm.
sweatshirt, which I have made before in knit picks. But this is a new one. And so I finished well, it's not really a yoke, but I finished the top and I've joined everything into the round, and I've done about an inch and a half from there. And so far so good. My husband tried it on last night and it mostly fits. It seems a little it seems a little small, but I think that's because the yarn is woolen spun, and I think that when I block it, it's going to sort of bloom and grow.
I see.
And I'm getting the gauge that I got when I did my swatch. So I'm trusting the math. I'm trusting the process that it's going to fit.
Oh,
So
good.
far, so good. Yeah.
So just for clarity, let's say the
Yeah.
process is knit a swatch, take the gauge measurements, block it, and then take the gauge measurements again. Then
Yeah.
make your pattern for the second measurements,
Correct.
and then check your gauge as you're knitting it against the first measurements.
Right.
I just
Yes.
thought I'd spell it out for anybody who didn't
Wow.
follow what was happening.
I didn't knee deep in YouTube for a minute there, and I kind of missed the area you were talking to with Will, but it brings up another question if you had a chance where I can ask you.
Sure. What you got?
In watching some different ones do some of your getting the Phrancko pullovers started, of where you do shoulders and stuff.
Mhm.
Some folks I've seen, they block this area once they get kind of to here, make it a little easier for the picking up of the sleeve cap, etc.
Uh-huh.
Does that, when you block something, not block, but maybe wash and lay flat,
Yeah.
does that affect the size when you go and put on a new, pick up with the new thread that hasn't been washed, wet, or blocked?
I don't think it would make that much difference. You're
Okay.
gonna block the rest of it when you're done and it'll all come out even.
Okay.
And the difference is probably so slight, it doesn't make a difference while you're knitting. And I don't tend to do that, but I can see where somebody might want to uncurl the edges that way so that they can pick up the stitches more cleanly
Yeah.
or with more clarity. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I do that. I will block before I stitch,
Do you?
before I seam,
Mhm.
and then I'll block it again. So most,
Yeah.
I think, patterns that I've seen gives you the size to block your pieces. So you actually have a ruler or a tape measure so that you can block out your pieces to match the size that you're attempting. And then you seam it. And yeah, you give it a light blocking the second time.
It's the curling that affects me is in picking up. I'm not real good at that.
Uh-huh.
And
No
that
one
would
is.
Yeah.
make it a little easier, I think. for
Yeah,
me.
no one is. It makes it a whole lot easier.
And when I use a thicker thread, it's easier to pick up than it is with a smaller thread, it seems for me.
Yeah.
It seems to be more tightly curled. Like this is a little smaller than worsted. I think I did the last couple too.
To me, the thing that makes the difference is how tightly spun the yarn is.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's
probably
loosely
so.
spun and all the plies separate easily, then it's easy to split a stitch while
Yeah.
you're trying to pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So better for more tightly spun.
Yeah, more tightly spun is
Yeah.
easier to do that.
Okay. Okay.
But that hasn't stopped me from doing anything I want.
No.
Just have to be more careful.
Yeah.
Somebody else must have something to show us.
Okay.
I think it's Judith. I don't think I heard anything from her in a while.
Yeah. I'm working on a live swatch. I'm still working on my tension, but I've decided to start a cardigan raglan.
Mm.
So I will get back. So
Yes.
you can't see the stitches.
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
Oh,
Full.
So you
Love
can
it.
see that there's an inconsistency in my knitting.
No need to
God.
point to the holes. Don't point to the holes. Not necessary.
Continuity error.
if you don't point it out, we're not going to see it.
Nope.
That's it.
And you can always
100% cotton yarn. So yep.
Is this the cotton linen yarn you were talking about last week? No.
Cotton linen yarn I was using for my little striped top, sleeveless top.
I see.
And yeah, this is
So this one's just cotton.
yeah. So
Okay.
that's something.
So why I've been-
It's
Go ahead.
not how do you say it? It's not forgiving. Is that how you say it?
That is
Right.
correct. Yeah.
So like in French, ça ne pardonne pas. every mistake shows. So if you have a sloppy stitch,
And
you have to
and
correct
Judith,
it. Yes.
Judith, in English, when someone says that you have a sloppy stitch, you just say, "I have never liked you." That usually does it. That usually does it. Just saying.
I don't think I've ever left anyone in doubt about that.
Yeah.
I've literally just finished the raglan
Wow.
portion of the
Oh,
Oh, the ranunculus.
the
Oh,
renewal.
beautiful. Very nice.
So
A great
Wow.
pattern.
mm,
Cool.
I'm looking forward to having it blocked.
What is that part? What do you mean the raglan part? Can you? I'm not sure what you're showing.
No.
Okay. See, this is why that lady said men.
I'm not, you have to get your husband's permission or your next male relative. Have them write me and then I'll answer you. No, so there's a yoke that is a
Yes.
circular yoke that is the same for all sizes. And then there's a little bit of raglan shaping underneath it.
right.
Oh,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So circular yoke, and then the sleeves are shaped with raglan increases under the circular yoke. So it's a hybrid circular yoke raglan. And there was only like 6 rows of raglan increases for the size I'm doing. Because I'm doing the very small one. It's in there somewhere. You can see where the lifted or the increases have drawn yarn out of the rows. And that's why I'm looking forward to having it blocked. But that's where it is. And then I started work on a new child's design I'm working on in a cotton yarn that we have here. Blink, let's see. And there's a croquis.
Oh,
Oh.
the melon sweater.
Yeah, so this is going to be a circular yoke
Oh,
Phrancko. That looks like a melon with little decorative buttons sewn on to be the seeds.
Seeds.
And then the stripes will be a textured pattern to sort of dither out the edges. There'll be like a seed stitch border. And so the stripes will be different weights or not different weights of yarn, but different widths of stripe and textured. But that's my preliminary sketch. And then I generated a Phrancko for stop sharing, no sharing.
it's nice.
I made my swatches, I made a Phrancko for publication, tooled around with that for a little bit. So that's something I'll be working on once I'm bored of doing stockinette in a minute. Luckily, this is knit up on size 10s, so the stockinette should go very, very quickly.
Yeah.
But that's what I've got coming down the pipe.
It's interesting. The construction of that is very similar to the construction of my yoke sweater with the set-in sleeves. Only where
Yes.
mine have set-in sleeve cap shapes, that one must just have like diagonal shapes.
Yes, it's just a raglan.
But both of them
trapezoid.
have a yoke from shoulder to shoulder. And I've learned that that's called an inset yoke design, where the sleeve is where the yoke doesn't continue as a yoke over the sleeve caps. Okay. Someone else have something to show us? We only have a few minutes left.
I'm thinking that's a no.
That's a yes or no question. If you don't answer, we'll take it as a no. I've been watching cop videos lately. They do that.
Well, I can show you some ribbing I'm doing. I decided to try this ribbing with the purl stitch. I knit through the back loop. And let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty clear.
And it just makes it a little neater. And for
Very
comparison,
nice.
this is regular ribbing with the same yarn and needle. I don't know if I can. And this is the knit through the back loop. They call it half twisted, rib, I guess. But you can twist it in the knit stitches or twist it in the purl stitches. And I'm twisting it in the purl stitches.
Very nice.
If you knit it,
there's a noticeable difference.
Yeah.
What does the other side of the one look like
Yeah,
with the twisted
it's-
stitches?
It looks like twisted rib where you twist through the
Right.
Oh, look at that.
Right.
That's actually really
that's-
pretty.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, neat.
It's not as stretchy. This is a silk boot. What do they call it? Bolette or something like that. Forgot what they call it. It's not as stretchy as this as this is.
Yeah.
This is more stretchy.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
also gonna, I think it's gonna relax more, and I'm hoping it's not gonna be too big. But
I love the pattern on the body of that sweater.
Yeah.
oh yeah, this
That's
is
a beautiful
Wait,
texture
this is
pattern.
cool. This is the
Oh, look at
Yeah.
that. Wow.
That's
That
beautiful.
is beautiful.
Lovely.
What gorgeous knitting.
Yeah.
that's Natasha Hornby.
Yeah, gorgeous knitting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is a piece of art. Very nice.
Very fun. Yeah, fun and engaging knit.
Well, I'm going to miss you all for the next couple of weeks.
Have
Yeah, sure.
fun.
Have a great
Yes.
time.
Enjoy it.
Yes.
You'll
Yes,
be
that's
too busy to miss us.
yeah. Bring the empty suitcase.
Do you have plans to get wool?
No, I don't actually have plans to get wool.
Will you get wool?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't have plans, but you know, you never know what will happen if I come across a wool shop. I mean, a yarn store. I might even search out some yarn stores, and who knows what will happen
Are
then.
your initials in them?
Phrancko was here.
Right.
You have a wonderful
I
time.
do need to remember to take a bunch of cards so I can pass out Phrancko business cards.
There you go. Do you have on your card the Zoom date and time, or the day of the week and time?
No, I don't.
That might be
is
a good
not
one
on
to
the
put on
card.
there.
You're right.
Slap a QR
And that
code.
you,
Yeah.
I don't know how you could say it, but you don't have to be on it. You can view older ones, and there's so much information on them.
Yeah, people really get a lot out of these meetings.
Yeah,
Based on the comments that are left. I love reading the comments. If you haven't done that, I suggest you go to the channel and just click through some of the meeting videos and see what people commented. There are several people who watch every single week and comment frequently. I've mentioned their names a few times, but I don't want to leave anyone out, so I won't do that now. But it's really nice that we have other members of the group that are virtual members, but who are really regular viewers, and we appreciate them very much.
Yep.
So I'll say goodbye and end the recording. And so see you all in 3 weeks.
Have
Have fun.
A good trip.
Goodbye, Al.